Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Welcome to the Bitcoin Basics Hour every Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I've scheduled it about 9:10 to give myself time. So to get back from dropping the kids off from school. So let's get going. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me here at the Bitcoin Basics Hour, where I'm going to talk about the basics of Bitcoin and wallets and what addresses are and that sort of stuff. I have a live stream every Friday where we go into more detail about the market and that kind of stuff and news stories. But I thought it might be good to have another live stream where people that may not be able to join me on Friday night due to, their time zones, have a chance to join my live stream, throw out questions, that sort of thing. And I thought it was important to sort of go over the basics with everybody. And I welcome any of my other subscribers and live stream viewers from Friday that are watching this sort of after the fact. It's a good place to come and sort of go over the basics and get everything, a good repetition of all this stuff. Right? Because that's how I learn most of this stuff, through repetition. So let's go over here. Let's see. First, we'll just sort of briefly touch on the market. The first question we usually go over here is, what is Bitcoin? And, one of the things that it is a commodity that can be bought or sold through cryptocurrency exchanges, over-the-counter exchanges or markets, between people. So it has a value, and the price goes up and down based on market factors, how many people are buying, how many people are selling. So right now, Bitcoin, one Bitcoin is $7,881.35. It says that it's up 3.82 over the last 24 hours, but it is slightly off its high within that 24 hours of just over 8,000. So we pulled back just a little bit, but things are looking pretty good for Bitcoin so far at the beginning of the year. So that's it. Now let me greet everyone that happens to be here. I apologize. Just at the last minute, I realized that my mic wasn't working. I probably need to do a reboot and double check the mic and everything. But so I switched over to my webcam mic. So the quality of my sound isn't as great as I would have liked. But it was like less than a minute before the live stream. So Celtic Fan FC, Chadwick, hello. Celtic Fan FC from Michigan. CFI Randy from Grand Rapids. Hey Randy, how are you? How I Made is here. Jizzy Mac is here. So that's good. MCO price skyrocketed. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about Crypto.com today because I'm going to move some crypto around, and I've got some crypto in MCO in my MCO wallet. So I'm going to show you guys how we can withdraw that to our own wallet. So the first thing I want to talk about today is what a Bitcoin address is. I'm just going to go through the basics here. Now, this is from the Bitcoin book by Antonopoulos. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Great, wonderful book on the technicals of Bitcoin. I've got the link down in the description, so you can check here down in the description below. These are the topics that I try to cover in this basic Bitcoin Basics Hour. And then I've got some affiliate links here. My Crypto.com affiliate link, my Ledger affiliate link. We're going to talk about Ledger. And the Brave browser affiliate link, which is a great privacy-based browser that has a built-in cryptocurrency wallet that holds BAT tokens. Pretty cool. And then some other links that might interest you. And then here's the Mastering Bitcoin link. If you want to go check out this book on GitHub, it's completely free to view on GitHub. And so I'm giving credit where credit is due here. And then down below, if you're new to Ledger Nano and you want some step-by-step stuff, then I've got links to some of my most popular Ledger Nano S and X videos. So, but let's jump in over here. Might be a bit dry, but it's important to sort of understand what Bitcoin is based on. So here it talks about cryptography, and cryptography is used in computer security. It means secret writing in Greek. So generally we think of cryptography as synonymous with encryption, which is scrambled writing. That's the sort of thing that scrambles code so that people can't see, when we're logging into our bank account or when we're buying things on Amazon. But cryptography covers more than just encryption. There's more to it. It's a sort of a superset of encryption. So, but when we talk about Bitcoin, we own Bitcoin. Ownership of Bitcoin is established through digital keys, Bitcoin addresses, and digital signatures. The digital keys are not actually stored on the network, but are instead created and stored by users in a file or simple database called a wallet. So when you install a Bitcoin wallet on your computer, you have created a digital key on your computer that's stored on your computer. It's a really long number and it's generated randomly by your wallet when you first initialize. You can initialize multiple wallets in most wallet software. So that is the part of the Bitcoin address that you control, and that is not stored on the blockchain. That's stored on your computer or in your device, and that's the part that allows you to manipulate the Bitcoin in the Bitcoin address on the blockchain. So if someone sends you Bitcoin and it's in your wallet address on the blockchain, then you have access to it by virtue of possessing that long private key, and you manipulate it through the software or through the buttons on your Ledger device. So we'll go down just a little bit. I know I don't want to bore you guys too much, but this is sort of the foundation. Oh, I wanted to also point out, if we can find that, public key cryptography and cryptocurrency. Public key cryptography was invented in the 1970s. So we're talking about a branch of science and mathematics that is very young, and it's just becoming, it's found its killer app in Bitcoin. But this is a very new science, and it was only really able to come about in its modern form because of digital computers, because of computers, which their modern form was born in like the 1940s during World War II, were some of the first modern computers, calculating machines, and they've evolved over time. And so, but public key cryptography, this branch of mathematics, was brought about by the calculating power of these computers. So we're talking about a very young science, right? And I just find that amazing, right? So this is the mathematical functions, which we call one way. So we can take that private key that gets generated by your wallet, and through a mathematical transformation, it can derive a public key. And then through another mathematical transformation called a hashing function, you get your Bitcoin addresses. So a private key is your key to your Bitcoin address. The public key is the part that you can use to prove to others that you've signed a transaction. It gets included when you send Bitcoin. But then on the other end of that are the Bitcoin addresses, which are the actual numbers that we see when we send Bitcoin to and from our wallets, right? So when we generate a receiving address, that is not actually the public key. That is derived from the public key. Now, these mathematical transformations are so complicated and use such large numbers that it is basically impossible to get the function to go in reverse, right? There's been some talk about that with quantum computing, but it's nowhere near that at the moment, right? So just kind of basics on how Bitcoin addresses work. All right, so just to throw some things out there, why don't we start with, let's start with our old friend Ledger Live. Now, Ledger Live is connected to this Ledger Nano, right? This Ledger Nano X is connected to my computer. Now, the Ledger Nano X will also do Bluetooth with your phone, but we're just going to keep it simple today. I will get maybe in some later sessions into how to use the Bluetooth features along with your phone to sign transactions. We're going to stick to the basics, right? Just you guys seen me do this many times, but what we've got here is Ledger Live, which is a piece of software where we can view our holdings, right? Now, the private keys for all of these cryptocurrencies are safely held on this device. So, but here we see the portfolio view, where we can see the US dollar value of our current portfolio and all of the cryptocurrencies that we are holding in Ledger Live. Now, Ledger Live can be used to manipulate the currency, send and receive, view balances, that sort of stuff. Now, here we have the accounts over on the left there. I've clicked on the accounts on the left side, and now we can see the actual wallets, basically. This is a little more of a deep dive. And this is my Aetherium wallet. Now, my Aetherium wallet has some Ethereum in it, and then it also has a bunch of sub-tokens. Now, Ethereum sub-tokens are technically called ERC20 tokens. And there are a lot of ERC20 tokens out there, BAT being one of them. But you can see I've got several ERC20 tokens that are being held in this wallet, right? They are sub-tokens of my Ethereum wallet. So I can send coins to this wallet using the main Ethereum address. Whatever the token happens to be will go into the right place. Now you can see here I've got an XRP wallet with some XRP in it. I've got some Bitcoin accounts here. One of them is a native SegWit, which is the latest address format. Native SegWit addresses generally start with a BC1. And then I've got my Ledger affiliate wallet, which is a SegWit wallet. And that's an older address format and usually starts with a 1 or a 3 at the beginning of the receiving address. And then you can see I've got some Tezos, some Litecoin, another Ethereum wallet, which is associated with a different ledger. And then I have some Vertcoin, and then I have also another Ethereum address, which is associated with this device, right? So I can have multiple Ethereum wallets, right? I got one here and one there. All right. So why don't we? Oh boy, we got. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Let's move some Bitcoin, guys. So we'll start with, let's start with Binance US. All right, so we're looking at Binance US. Now, Binance US is a cryptocurrency exchange. It's an online exchange. And when you purchase cryptocurrencies on this exchange, they are being held in custody for you, just like a bank. So you really don't own the cryptocurrencies until you actually possess them in a wallet that you control. They are holding them on your behalf. And even though legally they're saying that, the crypto belongs to you, it's, a custodial situation. So what we want to do is we want to get that cryptocurrency. We'll do Bitcoin. And we'll move it into our own wallets. Hey, why don't we, tell you what, let's do Ethereum on Binance U. No. We'll do Ethereum on crypto.com. Let's go ahead and just buy some Bitcoin. So I'm going to go over here to Wallet. And I'm going to go to Bitcoin down here at the bottom. And I'm going to do a trade. And this is also a really good illustration that says you don't have to be a millionaire to buy Bitcoin, right? You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. I'm going to buy $15 or $30 worth of Bitcoin, right? So I'm just going to hit this market because I want it to be a market trade to execute right away. I'm going to hit the 100%, and then I'm going to shave it down just a little bit. I need a little bit over there extra to pay for my trading fee, right? So there, my market order got created, and I bought my Bitcoin. Let's go back over here to the wallet. And we can see now that I've got $30 worth of Bitcoin, approximately. Not a lot of Bitcoin, but it is possible to buy small amounts of Bitcoin and transfer them to our own wallets. So let's open up the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. There it goes. All right, now this is a software-based wallet that resides on my computer. The private key is being stored on my computer. Whoops. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. Did that work? Okay, good. All right, so you can see there's a little bit of Bitcoin in there already from last week where we transferred some stuff into this wallet. And what we want to do is put some more Bitcoin in here, the Bitcoin that I just bought on Binance US. So what I need to do on this end is a receive, right? I need to get my Bitcoin address, and I'm going to hit this little button here, and it's going to copy that address into my clipboard. And then I'm going to go back over to Binance US. I'm going to go over to my Bitcoin that they're holding for me. I'm going to click withdrawal. I'm going to paste in the Bitcoin address of my wallet. And then in order to autofill the maximum, I'm just going to click over here where it says available balance. I'm just going to click on that, and it's going to autofill the max. So I've got a small transaction fee, and I'm going to get 0.00331118 BTC. I'll hit submit, and I need to put in my Google Authenticator code, which is my two-factor authentication. Ugh, boy. Okay. All right. So that's it. Now it's going to send me a notification that I need to check my email. Hopefully soon. It's moving kind of slow this morning, but I'll be patient. There it is. Okay. So now I need to go over and check my email and verify that transaction, right? I need to confirm that withdrawal. This is another fail-safe. So if you really don't want to store large amounts of cryptocurrency, well, did it do it or not? There it goes. You don't really want to store large amounts of cryptocurrency in your exchange accounts unless you are a trader, right? If you're planning on trading, then yes, you could keep cryptocurrency in your exchange accounts so that you can make quick trades. But if you're buying and holding, if you're planning on holding for any amount of time, it's better to store it in your own wallet. So I've managed to withdraw the Bitcoin and from my Binance US account, right? And I can just wait over here, and we'll wait for the Bitcoin to come into our own wallet. I always find this just kind of thrilling when you're sort of sitting here waiting with bated breath for this Bitcoin to come in that you've withdrawn as it sort of goes across the blockchain from one place to another. When we look at our wallet, we're actually viewing the transactions that are occurring on the blockchain, right? As we said, the wallet itself only stores our digital private key, and then it's kind of an interface or a window to what's going on out there on the blockchain. But I do have a blockchain address by virtue of my private key, and that's the address that we gave to Binance, right? All right, so we'll kind of wait for that. All right, so here we go. Let me see how everybody's doing today. I need to know if I need to worry about what Bitcoin address I have, because I have the 1 format address and a 3 format also. not the new BC1 you mentioned. You just need to know. You're perfectly fine with a Bitcoin 3 address. Or a Bitcoin 1 address, right? There's no shame in having a Bitcoin 1 address. Now, the native SegWit, though, so you can see I've got two addresses here. I don't have, let me get just a regular SegWit address on here. Now, native SegWit is the BC1. It's faster and cheaper to send Bitcoin back and forth to native SegWit addresses. So ideally, you're better off with a native SegWit address. But there is a catch. Some cryptocurrency exchanges don't support native SegWit. So if I take my native SegWit address and paste it in as my withdrawal address, it might reject it. It might say this is an incompatible address for Bitcoin. It's expecting the old SegWit, which starts with a 1 or a 3. So it's probably not a bad idea to just have both, right? So I've got my ledger attached. So let me get the secondary camera over here. Get this guy straightened out. I'm going to create a brand new account on my ledger. Why don't we switch this over to white so it's not so distracting? All right. Oops. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is my ledger device. I'm going to enter. Well, let me let it direct me, right? I'm going to hit. Let's move this down a bit so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let's choose Add Account. All right, and I'm going to tell it I want to create a new Bitcoin account. I'm going to hit Continue. Now, it's telling me on the screen to open the Bitcoin app on my device. So that means I get the highlight over Bitcoin, and then I hit both buttons, right? Some people think that it's in the Bitcoin app when you're just on top of it, but it's not until you hit both buttons, right? Now it says application is ready. That means that the wallet is ready to go. And as you can see, Ledger Live has confirmed that the Bitcoin app is open. We'll hit continue. Now what I'm doing here is it's scanning my device for any private keys that may already be on here. And then after it does that, it's going to offer me the option of creating some empty accounts. So I'm always messing around with this thing. So you'll see in there that I have lots of different accounts that are already in Ledger Live. And then I have lots of different accounts that are already in this device. But I'm gonna show you guys how to create a brand new empty one. Let's let it finish its scan here. So it should be offering me, okay, there we, I have a lot of empty accounts in here. Now they're not just, some of them are empty, but they also have transaction histories. So they'll show up, they'll never go away. All right, now this is the part that I wanted to bring your attention to. The add new account. So you want to make sure you're running the latest firmware on your device and you're running the latest version of Ledger Live. So it's offering me two empty accounts. One can be a SegWit account. One can be a native SegWit account. As I mentioned, the native SegWit is the newer format, and that's going to give you better, faster transactions and cheaper fees. But like I said, you may have a cryptocurrency exchange that does not support native SegWit. So we're just going to create that little SegWit account for us. And I'm just going to, I'll just leave it at 3 for now. I'll hit Add Account, and we'll hit Close. And then now we can see down here at the bottom, we've got that extra Bitcoin account. So I don't have any other accounts that say SegWit. So let's just, I'm going to use that little gear icon up here to edit this name. Right? There's no reason to have that 3 in there. All right, so it's an empty wallet, and it wants to, if I do a receive, just got spammed. All right, if I want to do a receive, I'll hit continue, continue, and continue, and there, see that address on my device starts with a 3. That means it's a regular SegWit address, which is fine. I might need that if I'm transferring from, certain cryptocurrency exchanges. Right? And then the device wants me to confirm that, so I'm just going to move over and hit approve. Right? And there we go. Now I could paste that into a Bitcoin address to an exchange. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the native SegWit today. But as far as that question is concerned, there's no harm in using a 3. Right? But if you go to Ledger Manager and scan for new accounts, you can create a native SegWit address. Right? So let's put some Bitcoin in this native SegWit account, right? So, but first I'm going to hit receive, and then I'll hit continue, and I'm already in the Bitcoin app. I'll hit continue one more time, and there's my native SegWit address. You can see there on the device, starts with a BC1. All right, and then I need to confirm that. I'm going to move over, and then I'm going to hit both buttons to approve that address. And there we go. So that's the address that I'm going to give to the cryptocurrency exchange. So let's move this down. And I'm going to open up my Crypto.com app. So Crypto.com is an iOS-based cryptocurrency exchange. Cryptocurrency exchange. And you can buy cryptocurrency. You can fund it with your bank account in the U.S., compatible with the U.S. You can deposit money in there and use it to buy cryptocurrency. You can also deposit cryptocurrency and earn interest using this app. And it also has a card that you can use to spend your crypto in the real world. So I have a MCO Visa card. And if I want to put some money on that card using my cryptocurrency, I can spend it right away. So I can top up the card. So you can see here in my MCO that I've got 522 MCO. Someone mentioned that MCO is up today, which is cool. And I'm just going to go over there and point out to you guys that I do have some referral bonuses that just came in. Right? So if you sign up for Crypto.com, they're going to give you a $50 bonus if you stake a card, right? You have to do more than just sign up. You got to stake a card. But just signing up is good too. There's lots of things you can do with Crypto.com, and not even use the card. But if you stake a card, they'll give you $50. That's pretty cool. Staking is depositing some money in their account. And you can also see in mine that I've had my MCO in there for longer than 6 months. So I could unstake that MCO at any time, right? It's not locked in there forever. It's a 6-month term. So, but as long as I don't unstake it, I'll continue to gain benefits from the card. So I am going to sell this MCO. We'll sell MCO, and I'm going to sell it for Bitcoin. And I'm going to sell 2267. That's the amount that's over and above my 500 stake. So I'll hit sell, confirm, and there, I sold it. Now we can go over to my cryptocurrency wallet, and you'll see my MCO went down to 500. That's my stake. I'm going to continue to stake that because I enjoy a lot of benefits from that card. It's really cool. Now we can see our Bitcoin is 104. So what are we going to do? The first thing I'll do is I'm going to top up my card a little bit, add some money to my MCO Visa card. So I'm going to hit card, I'm going to hit top up, and then instead of 100, I'll do 50. So I'm going to add $50 to my MCO Visa card. I'll hit top up, and boom. I could take that Bitcoin that I just sold, it's on my card, and go buy something, right? I can go buy something with that Bitcoin that I just sold. So if you're up things are looking good, you got a lot of profit in your Bitcoin, sell a little bit. You have to sell it all, put it on your card, run to the store, buy something cool. Anywhere Visa's accepted. And you can also withdraw it from an ATM for cold hard cash. I like that part. All right, now we've got a little bit of Bitcoin left in our Bitcoin account. Let's withdraw that Bitcoin into our own wallet on the ledger. So let's go over here to Ledger Live. Now I'm going to go to Bitcoin, and I'm going to choose Transfer, and I'm going to choose Withdraw BTC. Now I've got a lot of addresses in here, but the cool thing about the ledger is that it always generates a new sending address each time. This improves security and privacy. So I'm going to add a new address to my whitelisted addresses, right? I'm going to hit the plus up there, and it's going to ask me to add a Bitcoin address. And you can see over there I've got that little QR code. I'll just tap that ever so slightly, and you'll see that my phone camera opens up. I'm going to scan that Bitcoin QR code to get that Bitcoin address. All right, there we go. And now you can see that the address has been auto-filled in the sending address field. Right? And then I'll just name this wallet, we'll call it Bitcoin Basics. All right, and then I'll hit continue. You can name these whatever you want. Now I got to put in my two-factor authentication. So I'll roll over here to my authenticator, turning red, so I'm going to wait for it to generate a new code. I'm going to tap that to copy it into my clipboard, slide back over here to crypto.com, going to paste, continue. All right, and then it wants me to check my email. It's going to send me a confirmation. I can do that right from my phone. I'll tap that alert. I'll hit confirm withdrawal address. I'm going to open up Chrome, and it should launch my crypto.com app again. And so we're in business, right? We got Bitcoin Basics there. So now I'm going to tap Send BTC. And then I'm going to tap the $100 and edit the field there. So you can see right below the send, I've got that max BTC. I'm going to tap that. And then I'm going to choose Send. And because it's a send, after I confirm, it's going to want the two-factor again. So we'll go back over to Google Authenticator. We'll tap the crypto.com code. We'll slide back over here, and then we'll tap and paste and continue. And there we go. We just submitted that address. Now, crypto.com, most exchange, and then I get my email alert that the withdrawal request has been received, and it's sending the Bitcoin. It might not actually show up in my wallet while we're doing the stream. Sometimes it takes a while. It just depends, right? So that's kind of why I prefer to keep Bitcoin in my own wallet, because I would feel better when it's mine, right? When I do a withdrawal from an exchange and it takes an hour or two, I get kind of antsy, right? But that's okay. All right, let's go back over to our Electrum Bitcoin wallet and see if anything has come in. And lo and behold, the $30 worth of Bitcoin that we withdrew from Binance US is now showing up in my wallet as unconfirmed, right? It does not mean that I don't have it. It just means that it's not spendable yet. This is a fail-safe with Bitcoin to prevent double spends, right? So it really won't be in my wallet completely until it's been confirmed on the blockchain. And that's a whole nother ball of wax. All right, so I've moved my Bitcoin today. So I'm just going to check what you guys are talking about, try to get some questions answered. Maybe we'll go over some more basics. Just let me see what you guys are throwing out here. All right, Tyrell, why you banning people asking legit questions? I don't think his questions had anything to do with Bitcoin basics. Anyone in the way of this will face retribution. Based crypto, would love to partake, but my stuff is compromised on Chrome. Yeah, you're really just not contributing when you just like spam, 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 that kind of stuff. Dipesh Shah, thanks. Big fan of your channel. Can you please call me? I don't know about calling. I'll have to think about it. I really, trying to help somebody with cryptocurrency over the phone is usually kind of a, I've tried it before. It's very frustrating for both people, but I'll consider it. Tyrell dropped their docs. No sympathy from the unethical. You mean like physical? Will they start a whisper campaign? Oh boy. Probably so positively infected. Boomers and their smart TVs. You guys really intact when you guessed it. Okay, 3 Birdman. But what is the overall safe address or Bitcoin if you were to keep all my Bitcoin in one place? So safe doesn't really matter security-wise. Whether you use a SegWit or a native SegWit address, security is managed more by your security techniques. So, and there are different ways to secure your Bitcoin. One of them is to use a hardware-based wallet, right? So very safe and secure. You can put it in a desktop-based wallet like Electrum Bitcoin Wallet, but you want to secure your computer. You want to make sure it's free of viruses and malware so that someone can't kind of hack in and steal your Bitcoin. Some people have a separate computer that they use only for crypto. I don't go that far because I consider myself pretty adept, and I'm pretty, I don't know, OTC, OCD about, my computer. I like to keep, the latest. There's a lot of things we can do to keep our computer safe. One of them is making sure that you're running the latest OS, be it Windows or Mac OS or Linux. You want to make sure you're running the latest version of your operating system so that you have all of the latest fixes and security updates. And then you also want to make sure that you're running good software, like your antivirus software. Whatever antivirus software you choose, you want to make sure you're keeping that up to date. And then I have Malwarebytes antivirus, Malwarebytes anti-malware, and I want to always make sure that that's running and it's up to date and, all that good stuff, right? So a lot of people might buy antivirus software, anti-malware software, and not realize that it expires after a while. It's usually a software subscription. So I go over to people's houses, work on their computers over the years, and I sit down and I see that they've downloaded antivirus and they were using it at one point, but they've allowed it to expire and it's not updating anymore. So if you're going to run antivirus and anti-malware, make sure you keep your subscriptions up to date. So, and then don't be silly. Don't click weird links. Don't give up your password and account information. When people send you emails and tell you that, you need to update your account and log in using a link, that kind of stuff, that's phishing. You want to avoid that, right? So a lot of good things we can do to secure our Bitcoin. But whether or not you use native SegWit or SegWit isn't huge with security. But best practice, use the latest protocols, right? Use the native SegWit to reduce your fees and increase your transfer times. All right, 3 Birdman. Hey Rex, I understand the Bitcoin ledger technology does not hold account balances. How does my public address where I receive Bitcoin all add up when I access my wallet like Trezor? Well, the Bitcoin the Bitcoin blockchain does hold a record of your account balances. So it has that. When you look at that Bitcoin address, you can also see the balance, right? So if we go on a blockchain explorer, we can look at any Bitcoin address and see its current balance, right? So that is the record of the balance. Now, moving that balance out to a different address, that's where your control comes in, your private key. That's how balances get moved. So I'm not sure, let's see, how does my public address where I received Bitcoin add up when I access my wallet? So, like I said, the private key on your device is what gives you access, and the public key, to all of the Bitcoin in a particular address or wallet. There may be multiple receiving addresses, right? So you can see over here that we haven't received it yet from crypto.com yet, but a lot of these transfers were done from different Bitcoin receiving addresses. But that doesn't really matter. All of those Bitcoin receiving addresses were used to give people transfer addresses. Usually myself. I'm usually giving the address to myself when I do withdrawals. But they're all going to end up in the same wallet, and I'll be able to check my balances using my wallet software. Same with Trezor, right? There's Trezor software that you install in your web browser that allows you to access your addresses and balances, and you can use that software to look at your total balance, even though you've used multiple receiving addresses. I hope that answers that question. All right. Hello from England, Adam78. What is the overall safe address? Okay, Bitcoin address. I would have to go with the native SegWit just because it's the latest thing, right? I could be wrong about that. But like I said, security matters more on how you manage your devices. Can't do Atom on Ledger. I do not believe so. I believe that Atom is managed in the Atomic Wallet, but we can go to ledger.com and over here to crypto assets to search for any asset that we're interested in. All right, and when I searched Atom, it's not available. So you would manage Atom using the Atomic Wallet. There's probably some other Atom wallets that you could use, but if you're curious as to whether Ledger supports a cryptocurrency you're interested in, then you can go over to the crypto assets link on the Ledger website and search for that asset, and it'll tell you. So like Ethereum, it'll tell you, okay, Ethereum is supported, and it gives you checks on all the devices, and then it'll give you a check on Ledger Live to let you know it's supported in Ledger Live. So let's try Stellar. Stellar is not supported in Ledger Live, but you can store the private keys on your device using the Ledger device, right? You go into the manager. There is a Stellar app, but you need to use the Stellar account viewer to view the balance. So you're still storing your private key on the device. It's just not, you can't manage that account using Ledger Live. There are a lot of cryptos like that. But, it's good to have your private keys stored in a hardware wallet, even if you have to use a third-party device to manage your balance. Right? I was able to catch you live today. Wild Blue, thanks. Good to have you. Randy, watching your video, transferring coin from, say, Ledger Nano S to Ledger Nano X. Should both devices be plugged into PC and Ledger Live? You can do it that way. You can have multiple devices connected in Ledger Live, but this is related to a similar question that I've been asked, and they'll say, if I'm transferring Bitcoin from, if I'm transferring Bitcoin to my Ledger device, do I need to keep it plugged in? And the answer is no. Once you've generated that receiving address and pasted it into your exchange and done the withdrawal, all you have to do is wait. And Ledger Live can monitor the balances on the blockchain. So, for example, we're waiting for some Bitcoin to come in, and we're just going to unplug the device, right? We don't even need the device connected to see the Bitcoin come onto our blockchain address. Ledger Live is simply a window to the blockchain. So we'll hit synchronize, but like I said, it may not come in from crypto.com. Sometimes it takes a while for Bitcoin to come in, but there's no reason to have it plugged in. Now, if I'm going from one to the other, then I can simply, why don't we do that, just for the heck of it. All right, so let's see how much time. I think we got enough time, right? Here's my Ledger Nano S, right? And I want to move some Bitcoin from one to the other, right? So I've got this guy connected, and I'm going to go ahead and enter my PIN. All right, so I've got the PIN entered. Now I'm going to, here I was unplugging. I'm going to plug this guy back in because I'm going to transfer from black to, well, actually, let's see, what have I got the other way? Do I have black on here? Oh, no, I don't, actually. I don't think I have anything in, just for a demo, I'll go ahead and create a Bitcoin address using the black. So, but I'm going to enter the PIN in both devices. Ah, pooey! That last digit, I screwed up and hit the two buttons too fast. So now I got to start over. That's okay. I can deal with it. Question is, can you guys? You're going to sit here and watch me enter my PIN all day. Okay, there we go. All right. So I've got both devices connected, and they're both at the top screen. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to create an account for the Ledger Black in Ledger Live. I've had it in there before, but I'm going to hit Bitcoin. I'm going to go to Add Account, and I'm going to let it scan. Now notice that even though both of them are connected technically, it's only scanning one device, right? It's only scanning the device. Let's hit continue. Right? It's only scanning the device that's in the Bitcoin app, which is the Ledger S. So I'm going to hit continue there. So it is scanning for Bitcoin addresses on my Ledger Nano S. The X is connected, but it's not reading that one because it's not in the Bitcoin app. It's just at the home screen. Now I've got an old legacy address on there, but I'm going to use, I don't know if S supports native SegWit yet. Let's find out. Let's try it out and see. So this is the second time that I've scanned devices for you guys to generate Bitcoin addresses. And like, because I play around with these over the years, I have quite a few like empty addresses or old addresses with Bitcoin that's been moved in and out of there that I don't need anymore. I like to create new wallets. I'm like to play around. Let's see if they support the new native SegWit format. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to deselect all of these. I don't need them. I can choose a SegWit or a native SegWit for my Ledger Nano S. So let's use native SegWit, and we'll call this Ledger Black. Just so we keep it straight in our own heads. I know it's Bitcoin because there's a Bitcoin icon there. We'll hit close. We're going to tick it off. We got to tick it off. We'll hit add account, and then we can close. And there we go. So we've got that Ledger Black native SegWit. So let's move some Bitcoin from one to the other. So I'm going to open this guy up. It's empty, right? I'm going to hit receive. continue, and then I'll hit continue again, and again, and there. You can see that this guy is still kind of sitting there. He's connected. He's not doing anything right now. We want to confirm that address, so the buttons are on the top on this guy. We'll move over so we can read the whole address, make sure it matches the one we see on the screen. I'm satisfied. Now I'm going to hit both buttons. All right, so now I have generated the Bitcoin address of the ledger black, right? The private key helped generate that Bitcoin address. So I'm going to hit copy and put that into my clipboard. Now I'm going to get out of the Bitcoin app by hitting this button, going over to quit. Hit both buttons and quit. Now it's just sort of waiting there. I don't need it because I've already got the Bitcoin address ready in my clipboard. So I'm going to hit copy so that address is in my clipboard. Now I'm going to close this out. Let's go over back to accounts. Let's go to our native SegWit Bitcoin account. Let's do a send. Now it wants me to enter the Bitcoin address. I can do that. Now, so basically we're sending the Bitcoin from the ledger SX. This is a ledger X. We're sending the Bitcoin to our ledger Nano S black. Right? I'll hit continue. And the amount. You can use US dollars or BTC. Let's hit point, or let's choose send max just to see how much is in there. Right? Let's send point 0.001. Right? Oh, that's not much. All right, yeah, we'll send $78 worth of Bitcoin from one to the other. I'll hit continue. All right, I'll hit continue again. And what is it telling me? Connect my device, which they're both connected. They don't really have to be. I could disconnect the X at this, the black if I wanted to. Let's hit both buttons. Enter the Bitcoin app. Now Ledger Live detects that the app has been entered. I'll hit continue. Now I need to confirm on the device. So we'll wait a minute. And it wants me to review. So I'm going to hit the buttons here. There's the amount I'm sending. There's the address I'm sending to. And then I'll hit accept. And now it wants me to confirm another transaction here. It wants me to confirm the fee. Very small amount of fee because we're using native SegWit. And then we'll hit accept and send. And then we're done. Right? Now, both devices are connected at this point, but actually at this point, neither of them needs to be connected because we've already sent the transaction. So we can disconnect the Ledger Nano S, right? We can disconnect the Ledger Nano X and just let the blockchain do all the work, right? So I'll click there. Let's sync. That should go to 0.01. Boom. And let's go over to accounts. Let's look at our Ledger Black. There it is. Just came in. Very quick when sending across the blockchain. When you send from cryptocurrency exchanges, they have their own internal processing that can take a while. But when you're sending from one Bitcoin address to another, things move pretty quickly, right? This is pure Bitcoin moving around. So you saw me. I moved from one device to another. Sort of. I didn't really move it from one device to another. I actually just moved Bitcoin from one address to another on the Bitcoin blockchain, which exists out there on the internet. The two devices that I'm holding are just the key holders, right? They just hold the keys to the car, so to speak, right? Can't start the car unless you have your keys. Can't get in your house unless you have your house key. Can't move your Bitcoin unless you've got your Bitcoin keychain, right? That's how things work. I hope that was I hope that was good. Let's go back over here. I want to kind of like keep it over here on this native SegWit account, and hopefully we'll see that Bitcoin come in. Oh, it did. Okay. So January 7th, we received the Bitcoin. $50 worth of Bitcoin, and then we moved some out already, right? So we received about $50 and we moved about 78 out. So the crypto.com came in. You can see that down here. And then you can also see the transaction where I sent it out. And then if we go back over here to accounts and go down here to the native black, you can see there's only one transaction, the receive, where it received that 0.01 Bitcoin that I sent from the Ledger Nano X account. All right. I hope that helped, Randy. We got to get together soon. I can already taste the pie. So the devices don't need to be plugged in at the same time. You want to be careful when you got two plugged in at the same time, because if they're both in the Bitcoin app at the same time, Ledger will get confused, right? But if you accidentally have the wrong one attached when you're trying to send Bitcoin out, Ledger will tell you. Ledger will go, oops, wrong device. So it will manage which one is in the right app at the right time. So that's pretty cool. Trust Wallet allows you to stake Atom. Yes, I've got Trust Wallet. I have my Ledger Nano S wallet set up on my laptop. Now I have a Ledger X. Can I use the X on my laptop, or is there a Max Ledger wallet you can use on Ledger Live? You can install Ledger Live on multiple devices, different computers, and manage your wallets from any computer, right? You can sync them up if you want. So I could install a copy of Ledger Live on a secondary computer and set up all these accounts, or I could install Ledger Live on a secondary computer and only install one or two of these accounts. And then all I need to do is have the right ledger attached to that device when I want to send and receive. And then also when I'm setting up the accounts, I'll need to have the ledger that I want to use. So you can have multiple copies of Ledger Live on different devices, and then just move that ledger around to whatever device you happen to want to use at any given moment, right? There's no restriction on how many copies of Ledger Live you can have. You could install Ledger Live on 10 different devices, and each copy of Ledger Live could be reading accounts off that's the one ledger, right? One ledger can be used to control 10 different copies of Ledger Live, right? They're all the same accounts, right? They're only reading the private keys off the device. So you could send Bitcoin from computer number 5 and then go back to computer number 1, and you'll see the account transaction history will be there, right? Ledger Live is simply looking at the addresses on the blockchain. So if you move Bitcoin using one computer, then the transaction will show up on the other computer. I know that gets a little confusing, but that's kind of where we're at. How do you receive ERC20 tokens? By sending them to the same Ethereum address. That is entirely correct. I meant to do that with Crypto.com, and then I blew my Bitcoin there. Let's see if I got anything left here. Okay. So let's do that. That'll be the last thing I do. So let's go back over to my Crypto.com account. And there you can see that it's almost completely confirmed here, that Bitcoin. Let's go over to our Crypto.com account, right? And you can see there that I have some basic attention token, right? So what we're going to do is we'll send that basic attention token into our Ledger device. So I'm going to reconnect my Ledger Nano X. Been entering pins all day, haven't I? That's okay. All right. All right. There we go. All right. So let's go over to our Ledger Live, and I'm just going to do a quick demo here. So what I want to demo here is, first of all, I'm going to go over to my Ethereum app. Whoops. And I'm going to enter the Ethereum app. Now, let's go to this Ethereum wallet and do a receive. And it's in the main. We'll hit continue and continue again. And there's that Ethereum address. It's going to want us to verify on the device. So let's move over. There's the Ethereum address. We'll move over one more and hit approve. Now, note that address, 0x6F56D89 blah, 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 5525F, right? Let's stop that. Let's go down here to the BAT, right? We're sending BAT token, which is in the same Ethereum wallet. So we'll hit BAT. Let's do a receive on BAT. Now, it tells me to enter the Ethereum app on my device, which I already have done, because the Ethereum app manages ERC20 tokens. We'll hit continue, continue, and let's confirm that. Move over here. Lo and behold, if you've got a really good memory, you'll see that it's the exact same address as the Ethereum wallet. So all of the ERC20 tokens in this wallet are using that Ethereum address. All right, I'm going to confirm that so I can dismiss this box here on Ledger. Now let's go back over to crypto.com. I'm also going to show you something interesting. We don't have to go through this whole rigmarole every single time. I'm going to go to BAT. I'm going to transfer. And then I'm going to hit withdraw BAT. And you'll notice there that that BAT address is already in my Crypto.com app. I've already confirmed it. And because Ethereum addresses never change, I don't need to rescan or the QR code or repaste anything in there. We don't have to worry about any of that. I'm just going to hit send BAT because I can confirm that's the exact same address that we've used before. Now I'm going to edit over there, and when I hit the edit, I get that max down at the bottom, my 500 BAT. I'm going to hit send. I'm going to hit confirm, and I'm going to go over here to my Google Authenticator, Crypto.com. I'm going to tap the code at the top, copy it into my clipboard, tap and tap paste. And there we go. Now you'll notice I didn't have to go through all of that, that whitelisting of a new address, right? The address was already in there. The received request has come in. And now we can just sort of watch our wallet for that BAT to come in. And usually BAT comes in pretty quick. Let's hit the synchronize here. What is today, the 7th? That BAT should go back up to like 94 something when the 500 BAT comes in. Boom, there it is. So you'll see that Ethereum transfers, even from Crypto.com, happen pretty quick. I don't know why Bitcoin kind of takes so long, Crypto.com, but it does. Same with other exchanges like Bitcoin and Coinbase. You might have to wait a while for your Bitcoin. That's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes it happens quick, sometimes not so quick. You'll notice that when we did address to address, it was like almost instantaneous. But there we go. So we moved BAT from a cryptocurrency exchange account into a wallet where we controlled a private key, and we used the Ethereum address for our ERC20 token. So all of these ERC20 tokens share the main Ethereum address, right? And you can see down there that the last operation, yeah, actually I need to click right on the BAT to get the BAT transaction history, right? BAT came in. Oops. What happened? It's still synchronizing. That was kind of weird. Well, I got the BAT. I'm not too worried about the transaction history. It just kind of glitched out there a little bit. Let's try that again. Okay. It's not giving me that transaction history, but that's okay. I can see the bats in there. I'm happy. All right. All right. So let me just clean up and just try to respond to everybody that asks questions. Everybody looks happy. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I hope that this is not too... Wow, Krypton George, thank you. Thank you very much. It's good to have a fan out there. Like I said, everybody that watches these videos, everybody that gets something from these videos, of course we're all guided by our own motivations and self-interest. I like doing this YouTube thing. I like gaining subscribers. I like generating ad revenue, but I do this for, there are many other reasons why, deeper reasons why I started this channel. And one of them was when I first started, I found it really hard to find good explanations and good examples of how to do blockchain, Bitcoin operations, right? And I was continually frustrated, and I would have to look for a piece here and a piece there, and searching forums for guidance. And I said to myself, if I could just find one article that would explain to me from beginning to end exactly what I'm trying to do with an example, that would be great. And that's kind of why I started this channel. I want to be able to give you an explanation and a concrete example. And that is why, I show you a lot of my personal information. You can see my balances, but I want to demonstrate that, from point A to point B, here's how you move crypto from one place to another. And I want you to see it actually happening. So that's why I started this channel, and I appreciate all you guys watching my videos, supporting me in the live streams, hitting the like button, all that good stuff. And, I appreciate all of you. So it's really good to have you guys here. I've been staking my ADA for the last couple of days. The last couple of weeks. Let's see if I can launch that wallet. Come on. There we go. We'll go ahead and launch the Daedalus wallet. Hopefully it'll sync up right away. Now this is my rewards wallet. So for those of you who've been following the whole Shelly network thing on, with Cardano and ADA, there are some special wallets that you have to download that you can use to stake your test balances, right? They're still in the testing phases. So if you had ADA in a Daedalus wallet or a Yori wallet on November 29th, that was when the snapshot was taken. Those balances can be staked in the testnet. So that's where we're at right now. There was a new version that came out, and when I updated, things got a little wonky. So I did sort of delete all of my blockchain data and do a resync. So that, and then I think I did a restore of my reward balance in order to get the wallet back up and running, to get everything up and running. So hopefully this will connect. It doesn't always connect right away. Sometimes it doesn't connect at all. But in answer to the question, I'm still staking that ADA on the testnet. And the last I checked, I had earned close to 100 ADA, which is not that much, but maybe in the long run, if ADA goes to $1, that's $100 worth of ADA. It's not out of the realm of possibility, because back in 2017, Cardano at its all-time high was around $1, maybe a little more. So, it doesn't look like it's going to come up. I may have worn out my welcome here, tried to do too many things at the same time. But I'll keep you guys updated on my progress with the Shelly testnet. I'll probably do another standalone video on how you realize those gains by, restoring that test wallet into your main Daedalus wallet to actually reap those reward benefits into, a real ADA wallet. So we'll see how things go. Kind of stay tuned. I'll keep doing this. I'll keep doing videos on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, all those other ERC20 tokens, all that good stuff, showing you guys how to use Crypto.com and other exchanges to manage your winnings, holdings, hodlings, however you want to think about it. Thank you guys. Oh, there we go. Hey, it came in there. All right, so you can see that my rewards balance is 23,000 ADA. This was a test balance taken from the test snapshot. I'm not actually using my real ADA to do this because the Daedalus wallet is separate from these test wallets. When everything goes main live, you'll be able to do this from within your regular Daedalus wallet. But as it stands now, I've got some shopping rewards test wallet here. We can go over here to this tab, and this is our delegation center. We can see what epoch we're in. We can see down here the shopping rewards that I have delegated in the epoch stake pool. You can go to this tab and look at stake pools. You can see that there's the stake pool I'm using. There's lots of other stake pools. You can do your research. When you click on one, you can link to their website, find out which one works best for you. And then we can go over here to look at rewards. And you can see that over the past few weeks, I've accumulated 141 ADA. Now, I haven't actually pulled this into my real Daedalus wallet yet, where there's some explanations there. But even when the wallet is off and my computer is off, I'm still earning delegation rewards, right? It all occurs on the blockchain. And let me show you this part here. You can de-delegate anytime, right? I can change my stake pool, or I can undelegate completely at any time. So this is the best way to stake cryptocurrency from within your own wallet where you control the private key. You can delegate your coins as long as you don't, as long as you're holding them. You can allow the network to take advantage of your coins by delegating them to, one of the nodes, and you can earn rewards. And then at any time, let's say I decide I want to sell some of this ADA, I can undelegate and sell the ADA back to an exchange if that's what I want to do. And then I can take whatever's left over and delegate it back. So very flexible, very cool. Thanks for asking that question. I will talk to you guys later, and thanks for joining me. Let's go back over here. Don't forget to join me for the Friday night live stream, hour and a half, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go over the Bitcoin markets. We'll go over Bitcoin news and cryptocurrency news in general. I'll move Bitcoin around. I'll take questions, just like always. Hope to see you guys there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.